What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of The Burning Sea, the newest film from director John Andreas Anderson. Now, before we begin, if you like this video, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below on any video that you watch. So, The Burning Sea is Norway's newest disaster film. Think of something like The Wave or The Quake or anything of that nature. It's a film about an oil company who owns a bunch of oil rigs off the coast of Norway and Denmark and so on and so forth. And in the process, there's this thing called the Storegga slide, which was an incident where basically underneath the ocean there was kind of a dissolve of the underbelly, the under ocean like rock bed floor, caused a lot of it to collapse. And so this movie basically sees that situation come to effect, much larger, and in essence it is going to affect all the oil platforms in Norway. This oil company is at risk of a major oil disaster. And so in the process, we have this character named Sophia, who is a research developer. She has this machine that can kind of go into, if there's like a catastrophe or something, they can, similar to like the Abyss, they can go into and check out, see if anybody's alive. Early in the film, they actually do that. And she has a boyfriend who's part of one of these oil rigs. And in the end, it turns into a rescue disaster film in a lot of aspects. Because if you know anything about this film, there's going to be some problems. There's going to be some oil slicks, some burning, all that good stuff. So I've seen The Wave. I know this isn't directed by the director of The Wave, but I've seen it. I loved it. I thought it was a great disaster film, very scary in its nature. So when I heard that some of the crew behind The Wave was working on this film as well as The Quake, which I haven't seen, I was optimistic that this movie could be really good. It could be really entertaining. But I also know that they are good at making very scary disaster films. And this one being a very corporate disaster film in a lot of aspects about neglect and the negligence of oil companies, I felt that this one could be very potent in what it's trying to represent. So I was very interested in watching this. I like the trailer. I love Norwegian films in general because they usually have some really interesting content. They're really good, doing films in general. But so with that said, going into this movie, I was optimistic that it was going to be pretty good. And so after watching it, it's a pretty good disaster film. Is it as good as like The Wave? Not really, because it does have some tropes that are a little goofy in its own right when it comes to like the action sense and the one character going to rescue the one character because the corporation doesn't want to have anything to do with it. The idea that they have to get out at the last minute. But what it does is it shows you how greedy corporations are, how dangerous this job of oil rigging is, and the simple fact that you have no idea how the ocean's going to react. You have no idea how the underbelly of the ocean is going to act in its own right. But with the idea of the Storegga slide, the fact that they brought it in and made it a very prominent thing in this movie makes it more realistic in its nature. So this is an incident that could truly and honestly happen in any form or faction at any point in time in our lifetime. It could just happen. And, the idea of oil spills is nothing new. Deepwater Horizon, the big major Exxon Valdez situation. It's just a very scary situation in a product that we need to live on this earth. And I think that's why a lot of people want to go to like electric and solar power because of how dangerous the oil situation can be. And I really found this movie just kind of riveting in a lot of aspects. I found it very tense. I found it very infuriating because it is truly what these corporations can be like. But it's also a movie about people that will risk themselves and risk their lives to do whatever they can to save their loved ones, and that has a great message and a great meaning behind it, behind a disaster situation. And you can tell this isn't done by ILM or Weta Digital or anything like that. This is their own probably in-house studio because it's a very nationalistic movie in a lot of sense. But the visual effects are on par with something you would see from ILM or Weta Digital. It's really that good. And the fact that they can represent, the idea of what it would be like to have to burn a bunch of oil before it causes a major catastrophe is a pretty prevalent thing in this movie, and it's really scary to watch. But like I said before, this is a great disaster film. It's up there with some of the best. It definitely works. Like I said, it's like a lot of other disaster films where it does have some goofiness to it when it comes to like rescuing, but the level of detail, the level of passion, the level of just kind of what it's like for corporate greed to really affect the littler person in the kind of the end game really does show on screen. It really does work very well. And then the actors that are on screen, that unfortunately I don't know who they are because I don't know much about, you know, Norwegian actors, really do a nice job. They really do. They really sell what they're trying to portray, and they do a nice job of just kind of showing what happens when a huge disaster just kind of goes off the charts. And I definitely think it's a movie worth watching. It is subtitled. It is, you know, like I said, from Norway, but it's a movie that still feels very, very Hollywood in its nature, but very prevalent in what it's trying to represent. So with that said, definitely recommend the movie The Burning Sea. And there you go. That's my review of the movie. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have you seen The Burning Sea? Are you looking forward to it? Let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, thank you so much. If you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top. The fun is coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.